The first piece of data I would like to go over is the failure list for algebra and English for the ninth grade, and that's these two papers.
Through careful analysis of multiple data points from multiple perspectives, Principal Marrow and her team had identified the freshman year experience as the context or point of entry for improving school and student performance.
One of the aspects of the transformation team was the ninth grade academy. Looking at the data, we always noticed that our ninth graders were lagging behind. And so in a school this large, we wanted to find a way to bring our ninth graders together. And so we began to look at the academy approach.
This is the first year of implementation of our ninth grade academy. We have noticed that students have a large disconnect coming from small or mid-sized middle schools and transferring to a large comprehensive high school. The goal of the ninth grade academy is to create a smooth transitional process from middle school to the high school level for our freshman students. And the way we do that is by creating teams and cohorts of students to pair them with teachers for their core classes, such as English, math, history, and science, so that they could build a positive relationship with the teachers over the course of the year and forge those bonds that will encourage teacher-student relationship for the smooth transition to 10th grade.
The transition it wasn't as hard because the ninth grade academy, they had us all on one floor. And it's like from middle school, I went to James Madison, and it was like a little middle school transferring to a huge high school, almost like college. So the teachers welcomed us. Mr. Blake came to us and just, had us, and it was really good.
When we first got here, of course, I was nervous for her coming into a new large high school. It's one of the newest high schools in our area here in Upper Marlboro. And the staff here just made us feel real comfortable as parents. Mrs. Marrow, who's the principal here, had no problem in meeting me before my child even came here, and just gave me an overview about what to expect as a parent coming here and what she expects from her children and her parents here. And she really made me feel comfortable and really made me feel that I really wanted my child to come here.
We developed teams and used that team approach similar to what they were used to in middle school, where they would have 4 teachers that they went basically in a box to see. But the difference was they weren't together all day. They had the same 4 teachers, and that meant something to the teachers, but the students were all mixed together within that team. So while I had the same 4 teachers in my house, I see them at different times throughout the day.
Here at Wise, there is a core group of teachers that you can go to that can aid you from your transition from middle school into high school. Coming out of middle school and into an AP class is a huge difference. You're learning thesis statements and FRQs, stuff like that. It really challenged me. It was a big shock. But what I worked through, how I worked through it really was through a teacher, Miss Brown, Miss Petite Brown. She was our AP US History teacher, and then we had a tight-knit group of students within the classroom. We would aid each other throughout our learning, and that would help me get through my first AP course.
Using the data to create interventions and supports for our students transitioning from middle school to the high school level have known to be a major success for us within the ninth grade academy. For example, we would take the watch list that we receive from the middle school, and we would notice that we will receive a high level of students who might have an attendance problem, who might have high risk behaviors problems, or might be performing low academically. So we have created interventions in the form of what you call recovery programs. Number one, we have the credit recovery program. So if a student in the ninth grade by chance fails their ninth grade classes, we have created a credit recovery academy that will allow them to recover their ninth grade year during the first semester, and they could transition onto their 10th grade year during the second semester, and by the end of that school year, they will be an 11th grade student. When it comes to our grade recovery program, students who failed the first and second quarter, we implemented a structure in place where they have to work hard to achieve a 70% proficiency for the third and fourth quarter, and we will go back and provide them with an exit common assessment for them to raise their first quarter, second quarter grade.
Well, I entered Wise in the 9th grade from, I guess, just being proud, being too happy, thinking high school was a joke. But from failing in classes back to back, sometimes I go, sometimes I wouldn't go. So it's basically I'm taking 2 whole year classes for 9th and 10th grade in 1 year. Like me to get my credits back up to become a senior next year so I can graduate and go off to college and find a good career. Like my family, they're real proud of me. I want them to be proud because my mom, like, she don't seem like the happiest woman. So when I had got on the road, her smile just came back up every day. And we went out on the weekends and it just like, it helped me come up and think about my future more. And from failing to making honor roll 3.0 higher, it's just like, it's really good.